Hello and welcome to godsgeek.com's How to StarCraft 2. We're just going to be looking at some simple StarCraft 2 strategies and how to stop some of those early rushes. So today we've got a Terran versus Zerg, so Terran blue in the bottom left hand corner here, and top right we have the Zerg in the red. Now this video, the Zerg is going to do a Zergling rush, and I'm going to show you basically how I managed to fend it off. I have been done by them in the past and in the beta. It's just a really cheesy tactic, all-in tactic from the Zerg. What he'll do is he won't create any workers. He will save these 3 lava here and mutate them straight away into Zerglings. To get Zerglings he needs to make a spawning pool, and that's what he makes straight away, no gas, nothing. What I'm doing here, my basic setup, is to send out an SCV at 10 supply, make this supply depot, and then I send him off to scout the opponent's base. So I actually send him to the opponent's base to have a look at what's going on. Once he's gone, I back him up with another SCV making the barracks. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to block off this ramp here. This is the choke point of your base. You have got another one back here, but that's blocked off for now, so don't worry about that. So there's the second SCV there coming in to create the block, and we have our scout, as it were, on his way. We're on quite a large map. I think it's desert, blistering sands. So it's quite a big map. So it's going to be hard for him to rush. But you should always scout your opponent whenever you're playing StarCraft Online. And there I've seen 6 Zerglings just hatching out, and I managed to catch it with my scout, which is why it's really important to scout. And now that I know that those Zerglings are on their way, it's a race to see if I can actually get my my block in. And I'm just going to pause it there and take it back a sec to show you what I'm doing here. As soon as I see that, I send over an extra SCV to finish the block. So 2 supply depots and a barracks. Normally what I do is I build my second supply depot with the same SCV that builds the barracks, because I don't really need the supply at this point because I'm still 14/19. But I did bring in the extra SCV to create the block, make sure it went up quick enough, because the barracks was only half done when the Zerglings were on their way. And you're going to pump out some Marines straight away. The Zerglings will try and break through your block if you do manage to get it up. If you don't manage to get the block up, it may be game over for you at that point, using SCV to try and fend them off. But if you get the block up, you should be fine. But as you can see here, I'm using my SCVs to repair the supply depots, to ensure basically that they don't get through. If they do get through, you're in trouble. So you can see here my opponent has quit the game because it's an all-in tactic. And what I mean by all-in is basically he's made hardly any workers. He's used all his lava for Zerglings. His economy is way down. If you can look at his resources down here, he's completely down. See, 200 to my 360, and from this point on I'd have a major advantage. I'd be able to macro up my base a lot quicker than the Zerg player. So if you can get this block up really early as a Terran player, you're good to go. But make sure you scout. The only reason I managed to get that block up in time was because I managed to scout, and obviously this is blistering sands, a rather large map. You got to go all the way from one base to the other, not a short rush distance at all. But that's how you do it, guys. Get that block up as soon as possible. Stay tuned to the godsgeek.com YouTube channel. We will be bringing you more StarCraft 2 tutorials for beginner players.